Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of CLX Foundry Live, now on Kick. I'm your host, DJ BluePDX, and of course, joining me in the studio, it is none other than our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and today's master builder, it's Hayden Hutchinson. Hi, gentlemen, you know what's great about today? I found non-dairy peanut butter drink mix, but also we've got our show over on a brand new platform. I want to say huge shout out and thank you to everybody at Kick for putting us here on the front page. We know we've got a lot of new faces rolling in here, so we want to just give everybody a little bit of an update about what's happening with the show and what we do on this show. And it happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Tuesday here, Thursdays over there, and we build computers, custom computers from the ground up all the way through. Now, what's really fun about this is that we answer all sorts of questions about anything computer related that you might need. We also talk about games and a myriad of other things. But the most important fun fact is we team up with various different groups of people and we do PC giveaways every month. This month, it is with Atmo Esports, and that PC right behind the boys right back there, that beautiful little red box of madness, that is our current giveaway PC. To find out more, all you have to do is type the command !give Atmo in the chat. Now, once you get that in there and you get that link, there's going to be a ton of opportunities for you to gain extra entries, but you also want to keep your eye out in certain different places and streams, because we also have codes worth anywhere from 100 to 200 entries. Sometimes they're limited to a certain number of people. Sometimes it's for everybody. But you can get them in this stream. You can get them on our social media. That's YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter at CLX Gaming. In our Discord at discord.gg/CLX Gaming. And on my stream, which today actually will be my very first stream after this, I'll be streaming for my first time on Kick, and I'll be giving away a code there as well. So keep your eyes out and make sure you're getting things, if you have any questions, please let us know. We love questions. That's our job, is to sit here and answer questions. So without further ado, I think we have something fun on the books to kind of make this a legendary day. Gentlemen, what are we going to be building?
We do. So starting off, to celebrate our first day on Kick, we've got this custom designed NV7 here. So let me get this on the table and we can start showing this off. This case has obviously gained a lot of popularity, but this design that's on it looks really good. So we've got this all around. Once we get this case prepped and the panels off, we'll kind of show you guys those panels as well. We've got some on the back too.
Dude, that's awesome. That looks so good.
It really does. Kyle did a great job with this. All right,
and for those of you who are,
go ahead, DJ.
I was saying, for those of you people who might be new to CLX Gaming or just aren't familiar with us quite yet, we do all sorts of amazing designs on cases, including custom ones like this. I'm so excited to see what we're going to be putting inside of this case.
Yeah, so going inside of this, starting out, we've got an i7 13700KF for our processor. To cool that, we've got a Phanteks Glacier 1 360 AIO in black. Our motherboard, we've got an MSI Z690 Edge Wi-Fi, the DDR5 version. For our memory, we've got 32 gigs of DDR5 5200 speed memory. We've got a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade for our storage drive. Got an RTX 4070 for our video card. 12 of our RGB fans, and a 1000 watt Phanteks fully modular 80 plus gold power supply.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Obviously, this case was something that we first saw at PAX East. We were there at the Intel booth, and it was really fun because we hadn't really seen this model before, and it was great to get a chance to look at it. It's got some incredible cable management options in the back, including a full comb coming out of your IO shield, and for all of your peripherals that will be going in down below. This also features an angled lower fan base, which means you can actually aim, the fans are actually aimed partially at the glass, partially at your GPU to add for cooler temperatures. It's great. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. We're glad to be here. Lots of fun.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. Scarecrow's in the house. That is Kyle. He does all the designs. He designed mine back there, which is fantastic. You spelled your name wrong on a cake. Well, it happens. Calamity, welcome. See, I see a lot of names I recognize. I see a lot of new names. So That's going to be exciting. Okay, I dig that. The top?
Yeah, the top looks great. This is our little back panel here.
Hello, welcome. It's Team 517, it's the CLX on Kick. Hell yeah, we have 3 CLX towers in the stream room. Nice. That is what we like to hear. Let's go. Go for the win. Okay, so first up, let's talk about our motherboard that's going to be going into this. This is an MSI MPG Z690 Edge Wi-Fi ATX motherboard. Now, this motherboard's got a lot of really cool features, especially you've got the Dragon right there, which has been part of that iconic look from MSI since the beginning. Plenty of room for everything from M.2s to RAM. But let's start with the processor we're going to be throwing inside of this, and that is an Intel Core i7-13700KF. Now, that's a pretty powerful processor. Paul, what can you tell me about this processor that kind of stands out?
Yeah, so this is a 16-core, 24-thread processor, and how that's broken down is 8 are performance cores, or P cores, and the other 8 cores are E cores, or efficiency cores. So those 8 P cores have hyper-threading on them, so we get 16 threads out of those P cores, and then another 8 out of our efficiency cores. It's got a base speed of 3.4, and it will boost up to 5.4 as long as it deems necessary and it has the right cooling. So beast of a processor here, 13th gen Intel, really good stuff.
Now, there is a KF on the end of this. For those who may not be aware, what do the different letters stand for when it comes to the different versions of these processors?
Yeah, so there's a few different letters. I'm sure everybody has seen. K is probably the most common one. That means it's unlocked, so you can overclock this. The F is a relatively newer one, and that means that this processor does not have onboard video. That's totally good with us because we obviously have a video card. So if you've got a video card in your system, you can opt for the F model, save you a few bucks there.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we'll go ahead and pop that in. Hayden, what are some ideas for best practice when you're putting a brand new chip in a brand new board?
Well, this is a 13th gen chip, and I don't know if it's going to be able to pick up on camera, but there are 2 little notches here and 2 notches on the bottom, and then there's 2 notches on the board itself that you can see at the top there, and that just lines up, so that falls right into place. And there's only one way you can put the processor in.
Zach's in chat, constant. I wonder if they have other builders. Oh, of course
Zach
they
is in
do.
chat.
Don't be ridiculous. Easy Tunes in the house. Hello. Welcome, sir. First day on Kick. I know it's going to be a first day on Kick for all of us today. This is great. I'm kind of excited. It'll be my first stream later. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, we also are going to be looking at putting on what's called a retention kit. That is going to be for the Phanteks Glacier 1 360 RGB AIO. Now, AIO stands for all-in-one, and it's a type of liquid cooler, but there are more than just AIOs that you can cool CPUs with. Paul, let's run through those.
Yeah, so the 2 main ways to cool your CPU are going to be air cooling and liquid cooling. Now everything's pretty much going to liquid cooling now. There are some good air cooling options, some aftermarket coolers. And what that is usually the stock fan that comes with some of the processors, where it's just a block of metal with some fins cut into them and a fan on top to take care of that heat. But mostly what we're seeing now, at least in the gaming world, is everything's going to AIO. So there's a few different sizes. So we have a 360, and that AIO stands for all-in-one. So that's what I'm getting out right here. This is our AIO, or all-in-one liquid cooler. And so all you have to do here is, this comes with a few sets of hardware. So you want to use the ones that match your motherboard and CPU socket, which is what Hayden's installing right now. And once you get that hardware in, we'll screw this down and it's good to go. Very easy to install, great cooling on these AIOs. This Phanteks one specifically is the best 360 AIO that I have seen tested. So this thing provides great cooling.
I have that actually in my system.
Yeah, it's a solid one.
I do notice Hayden pulled out a small tube of things, and you're about to peel something off. Walk us through what you're going through, Hayden. What are you doing right now?
So there's pre-applied thermal paste on there. You can see that gray dot. I'm going to take it off, and we're going to add our own better paste. And that is just going to provide better thermals for this 13th gen. This chip gets a little hot, and so if you have a higher quality paste, it just makes everything better.
Nice. Awesome. And which thermal paste is that?
This one is the Arctic Silver 5.
Got it.
Arctic Silver's always
when
been a
you're doing
really
this-
solid brand for thermal paste. We're on their fifth iteration. We've seen a lot of good cooling off this.
Nice. So when you're applying it, especially for, I would say, let's start with what you do for Intel processors. What's your best practice for that?
It's basically the same all around for any brand. It's going to be just a pea-sized dot in the middle. You don't want any more than that.
Gotcha. Very little bit goes a long way, and that's what creates that heat dissipation between the pump and the CPU.
Yeah, once everything gets on and running, that thermal paste becomes a little bit more fluid, so it'll cover that area well, and that's what, like you said, provides the good heat transfer between the processor and the cooler itself.
Nice. Now, I do notice that you're putting these on kind of like you would be lug nuts on a tire. Why is that?
I am just trying to take a safe practice for distributing the
pressure of
pressure.
the
Thank you.
plate. I got you.
Thank you, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I blinked. Yeah.
Good.
Going in the cross pattern like this is making sure I'm not over tightening my thumb screws down.
Awesome. And it's just slowly one after the other after the other.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you just go in
Nice.
kind of a cross pattern there, and that will also help spread the thermal paste evenly, but more importantly, it provides even pressure around that whole plate. If you just kind of went around like a clock, you could have your plate be a little off balance there, and you would notice that in temps once your system's running.
Yep. Yeah. Is the giveaway worldwide? Yes. I mean, with the exception of many countries that we can't actually do the giveaway in. But you know what? If you click that link, you'll see where it says the number of the countries, and you click there, and you'll be able to see every country that that is eligible for the giveaway. Okay. Now, getting that cable in there, I see you routing it around. Is there a particular reason you take that route with your pump cable?
It just cleans it up so when you go to put on your cap, you won't see that cable.
Well, this is a really cool cap from Phanteks. Typically, most AIOs do come with some sort of cap on top, but this one's magnetic and it just sits right on top there.
Yeah.
Looks really good. It's an infinity mirror in there. Really like this one just for the ease of installation.
This is a Cosmic. That is a question I will leave for staff to answer. Let's see here. All right, up next we've got fans, but before we really start on that, can we take a look at the connectivity of that board real quick?
Yeah.
I would love to. This board comes with some really great features, and as you're taking a look at that from the top, we've got two USB 2.0 ports. Followed down below is your HDMI and display port, which we're not going to use because we've got a dedicated graphics card. Below there are 5 USB 3.2 Gen 2s, or 10 gigs each of those red ports, and then you've got a Type-C 20 that is a 10 up, 10 down. It's a 2x2 on that 3.2, right next to the Dragon port, which is a 2.5 gig LAN port. It comes with Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2, along with your full surround sound array of plugins down below. There we go. Alrighty.
All right, so what do you want to do next, Hayden? You want to do RAM M.2 or
Do RAM M.2
RAM
and
next?
fans.
Okay, we'll get into our memory next then.
All right. Now, for this build, we've got two 16 gig sticks of Kingston DDR5 5200. That is exceedingly fast RAM. The total of 32 gigs, which I'll be honest, is definitely going to stand out when it comes to gaming. You said, you know, a lot of systems in the past have always just kind of been on 16, and I'm loving the fact that we're seeing this evolution into the 32 gig standard. Now, you're putting these in different slots than just 1 through 4. Why is that, and how do you want to install your RAM?
You want to typically install your RAM in the slots 2 and 4. Your PC is going to read that the fastest and at first. Also, you want to make sure that you're installing your RAM in the right slot, as in there's a notch on the actual RAM stick itself. So like I said, there's only one way it can go in. You don't want to snap it in place in the wrong spot and then it breaks.
Yeah, it shouldn't require too much force. So if you're getting your whole body weight in there, you might have the stick around backwards.
Well, here we go.
Oh man. All right.
Trying to get that. There we go. Thank you. Okay.
Jeez.
So, right, let's see here. People made fun of me for having 64 gigs in my system. I have 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 in my system, and I don't, like, you can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. Pink Matter says, will DJ be streaming on Kick later? Yes, today will be my first day as well. So that'll be happening after this stream.
Yeah, see, I don't know why anyone would make fun of anybody for having too much RAM. That guy
That's a good thing.
sounds like a hater right there.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I would just be upset because I didn't have 64 gigs of RAM. The more RAM, the better. All right, so we're getting into our M.2 there. So Hayden's got our heat shield pulled off.
Now, this is going to be a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade M.2 NVMe SSD. And when you are taking a look first, let's talk about the heat shields, why they're important when it comes to your M.2.
Yeah, so their M.2 drive will generate some heat. Now, the heat the M.2 drives generate is not a lot, but having this heat shield there, you can see if you flip it over real quick, Hayden, you see we've got a thermal pad here. That's what this is. It's kind of sticky. I don't really know what to compare it to. It almost is like a solid slime, but essentially that's performing the same function as thermal paste. So this is going to provide good heat transfer from our M.2 drive onto our heat shield, and our case fans will blow that heat away. So having this heat shield just has better heat dissipation for M.2 drive.
It's more or less extending the lifespan.
Yeah, it's good for the lifespan of the drive. Yeah, obviously just things running as cool as they can is always good. So we'll get that in there.
When we say SSD, NVMe SSD, and M.2, it looks a little bit different than, you know, the big blocky hard drives. What different kind of hard drives are there?
Right, so for storage drives, you've got your 3.5 inch, which is what all of us people who have been in the game for a while are used to. Your big rectangle blocks that can be used as paperweights. Those
we still have.
Yeah, we still have. They're great for storage drives. You know, if you just want to run on a M.2 drive or something and have a secondary storage drive, they're good for that. But those are the 3.5 inch mechanical drives. They actually have physical platters that spin around and an arm that reads the data off of them. And a while back, we started switching to SSDs, or solid state drives, and they're called that because they have no moving parts. So they're much faster memory. We started out with 2.5 inch drives, so small little rectangles that were really light. And then now we're at the M.2 form factor, which is like a little stick of gum, honestly. And what that is, it's kind of crazy that that's a 2 terabyte drive right there. You don't really need a secondary drive when you've got that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yep. Fully agree. All right.
Cool.
So now we've got that installed. What's next?
Going to put back the heat shield.
Gonna put the heat shield back on, and then we'll put some fans on our radiator next, and then we'll mount the board into the case.
Awesome. Now, I would say each motherboard's different. In fact, every motherboard's kind of different in how their heat shields for their M.2s function or work, how they come on, how they come off. Please make sure you read your instruction manual prior to trying to just pull it apart. There we go. All right, as for fans, we are going to be putting 12 Gamdias Aeolus M2 ARGB fans in this system. What's great about the NV7 is you can actually have more fans. Now, I always say more fans, more air, more fun. But it also keeps the case exceedingly cool when you think about it. So these three are going to be on here. Now, when it comes to cooling your radiator, obviously the heat travels through the liquid in one pipe through the radiator, back down and out, and it's all via the pump. What's the best practice when it comes to mounting your fans, and which direction do you really want to push or pull it through for the best cooling?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways you can mount your fans to the radiator. Really, you've got mounting holes on each side. So typically you see fans on one side, 99% of the time that's what you see. So when doing that, like we're doing here, we have these fans, they're gonna be pushing air through the radiator. So this is the push method. If we had them on the other side in the same orientation, they will be pulling air through. Both of those orientations are fine. You just get better cooling when you're pushing through. So always opt for that if you can. There are some cases where you just have to have them pulling air through, and it is what it is. It'll still function fine. Now, if you've got room in your budget, room in your case, you can put fans on both sides of the radiator, and we call that a push-pull, and you really do see good cooling performance of that. And I believe that's what we did to DJ's PC back there.
Yeah,
was a push-pull on his 360.
And that thing stays exceedingly cool. Jeff, I'll just call you Jeff, says, I have a question. Is a 4070 Ti H150 color Leon Leo 11 dynamic Z790E gaming Wi-Fi Strix ROG 19 13900K with DDR5 RAM and an 850 watt PSU with 2 terabytes of 980 Pro? Is this a good PC? I feel like that is already answered just by the mere fact that you had to put all of that in there.
I was gonna ask if a bear pooped in the woods.
Yes.
Because yes, that's a good PC. The only thing I might suggest on there would be going up to 1,000 watt power supply. Since you have such a powerhouse, you don't need it. But you know, if you're just really going hard there, which it sounds like you are, that might be a good solution. But 850 is definitely fine for that build.
Yeah. I think because mine is a 13900 KF, and we have a did we have a 1300 watt on mine?
Either 1,000 or a 1,300 something.
Yeah.
No, I think you do have a 1,300, right?
Yeah, I do have a 13. That way I can add in.
Yeah.
That way I can add in some audio stuff for when I'm mixing.
A mini fridge or something like that, you know.
Right. Yeah. No, it's been wild how cool that thing is. So, and this is going to be just as cool. So, now I noticed you're kind of straightening all those cords, Paul. How does that help when it comes to installing fans and cable management in a PC?
Yeah, so fans new out of the box, the fan wires are kind of folded up all neatly with a twist tie around them. So I'm just using my fingers to kind of create friction, heat these up a little bit, and remove all those kinks. And that'll help Hayden when he's routing these fan wires. It's definitely not necessary, but it's like, you know, if you've got the time and just stand here.
It's a nice thing to do.
It helps. It puts a smile on Hayden's face, and that's what we're trying to do here. So.
Just grumpy all the time.
Yeah. You ain't grumpy. All right.
Yo, Tonsi's in the house. What's up, Tons?
Hey.
Good to see you. Hello.
All right, we've got the board built, so I'm gonna get the case up here.
New cable.
Oh, okay.
And when it comes to frustration, nothing. I never really realized how much cable management or questionable cable management irritated Hayden until we were at DreamHack. I've never seen him just go from smile to frown so fast.
There was some scuff stuff there, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it was great. We switching from DJ Blue to DJ Overkill. Me overkill never. Yes, also true. Yeah, that 1300. Tonzi, how you doing? Good to see you in here. So glad to have you. What's up, Mobile Sniper? Welcome. Young Danny boy. Yes, we're on the front page, and a huge, again, shout out to everyone at Kick for giving us such a warm welcome. We're so happy to be here. Now, while we're mounting this in, let's cover what you want to sit that on, because you can't just really sit it on the back of the case.
Yeah, there are standoffs. There's these little posts that are sticking out, and they line up with each one of these holes that you can see, the gold dots around it. You want to make sure that they're lined up there. You also want to make sure that you're not having an extra standoff in there. we've seen a couple instances where, you know, it's a 9-hole cutout, but there's a 10th standoff in there, and then it shorts the entire board out.
Yeah, and that can cause anything from just minor issues that are frustrating to shorting your whole board out. So, and I always tell people it's a really hard thing to troubleshoot as well. You don't expect to look for like, oh, I need to look under my board and see if there's an extra standoff. So, yeah, definitely part of the build you want to make sure you got right.
Well, you also want to make sure you got the right board for the right case.
Yes. You don't want an ITX case with a MEATX board.
That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. And ironically, a friend of ours, who we know in-house, we won't call them out, did that accidentally with a case, and I remember getting the call of, hey, my PCI slots aren't lining up with my slot covers. It's like, do you have the right size board for the case? I mean, it's a board, it goes in the case. I don't feel like that's the answer, but okay. And yes, unfortunately, it did. It fried the whole system.
That's too bad. So sad. Sasko
Not the
knows.
first time it happened, and not the bad. I lost the dragon.
Something like that.
Sasko, dear Lord, calling people out. Jeez. We gotta like dog ski. My guy is what? Let's go. Now, one thing that's really cool in the back of this view here is Phanteks loves to line the back for cable management with Velcro straps, which makes it a lot easier for at least lining things up, grouping things, and giving builders like Hayden a chance to organize it before he straps everything in. It also features 2 different doors on the back. Those 2 doors are for one of 24-pin pass-through. It also has a slot for a 2.5-inch hard drive built in, and then the lower door opens up for the larger area, which has more room for more hard drives. Paul can show you those here in just a moment.
Yeah, this case design is really cool. This case was hyped up a lot, and I've said it before, but it really does live up to that hype. So we've got a couple doors here that you mentioned, DJ. We'll go ahead and open this bottom one first. You can see all these holes here. This is to line up your drive. So obviously you can do a 3.5-inch here. You could pull this out, do another one over there, or you could do 2.5 inches here. The layout that comes stock is pretty good, honestly, having it set up here. So a lot of room there. And then I'll open up this other door while we're here. You can see there's room for another 2.5-inch drive in the indentation here. And then something that I had never seen before is inside of here we've got these 2 posts. And that is to wrap our 24-pin slack around there. So very cool to have that in there. Something unique that I hadn't seen before. So
Yeah.
really good design on this.
Yes.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we've got Atmo Esports in the house. What's up, Atmo? How's it going? Good to see you. Glad to have you here. I love you too. 27 Concept is in the house, and Ultra, of course, we notice. We try and notice everybody in here. Plus, I have friends who live in Surrey and down at the southern end of Wales. So, XXIV 24, 27. I don't know. We'll just call you Concept.
There you go. Just makes me think of Final Fantasy right there.
Yes, there we go. I mean, would you rather me just call you by your name? Because I know it. You got a friend in Wales that has tried to teach me Welsh. That is an absolutely difficult task to undertake. And yeah, something about 150 miles or so from where you live. Nice. Okay.
Demon of sin.
Demon of sin, welcome. We can go really dark.
Welcome to the dark side, demon of sin.
Have you been playing too much Diablo?
Yeah, this is very on theme for Diablo right here.
Yes, absolutely.
You can dig it.
DJ, you know my name too. Is that Temperance? Nice.
That's funny.
Thanos gauntlet in the background.
Yeah, Zach's got his
all-
Thanos gauntlet up here that he got at DreamHack. The Lego one.
Oh,
Looks
nice.
sick. We'll let him kind of tell the story on that on Thursday. But it's pretty cool. I like that the pinky's raised, so it's fancy.
Yes,
He did
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
I think he did that.
All right. DJ doesn't know my name. Zombie Rain. You're the reign of zombies. Of course I know. It's zombie. No. It's not karaoke time.
The cranberries.
Start singing the cranberries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we're getting all those fans up top in this case. As you can see from the back, actually, there's a little handle in the dead middle, and that's going to be for the pull-out screen tray that is part of that filtration process from the underside. This is going to help keep your system nice and clean as you, as long as you aren't sitting it literally on top of a cat. Then you're just kind of screwed.
Yep.
There we go. Codes will be coming soon. Don't worry. I'll have a code later on today as well. Got lots of codes to be given out, lots of chances to win that beautiful Atmo PC bundle. Now, one thing to point out that is not necessarily shown right back there, but the Atmo system bundle, this prize is not just that PC. You're also going to get a custom Atmo System 7 jersey, a Thrustmaster T248 racing wheel, the Thrustmaster TLCM load cell racing pedals. You've also got the Tobii Gaming Eye Tracker 5, 12 months of Glass Pass, and Apple iPad. You're gonna get an iPad with this. So, and if you're not familiar with why, definitely head over to Atmo Esports. You can find them here on Kick. You can find them on social media at Atmo Esports. Find out what they do, what games they're in, and more importantly, why you should follow. Get that free unscripted promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, for Game Class. Yep. I almost slipped and said Game Pass, and I'm like, that's not what that is. That's not even what that says. So, I'm actually, and it's, I'm actually going to get, on a Saturday, I'm going to get maybe just a little into Star Citizen.
Oh, okay. You gonna dip your toes in that water?
It looks really cool.
I do. I do want to. Well, I was
It
gifted a
looks
ship.
cool.
And it looks
Ooh, there
amazing,
you
and
go.
I'm fairly certain that the little rig behind me can handle it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But just seeing what I didn't know about, like the secondary options with the iPad and like how you could control part of your ship like with that while it's there. Like that is so
Right.
cool. That makes me want to
I have
go
an
fly
iPad,
around
so we
space.
should,
There
we
you
should
go.
Just test it out on stream.
Yeah.
See, once you do, you won't come back. I'm gonna play so long my hair falls. Oh no, wait. Starfield also is a great game that's coming out that looks incredible.
I'm excited for that.
I guess we need a new host. No. I can control myself.
DJ's like, I can host and play Star Citizen at the same time. Don't worry.
Yep. Just be over here flying around, dodging things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I figured this will be able to handle it. I'm also looking to finally play a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077 on the new one.
Ooh, okay.
I have not played that game yet. I just
haven't
didn't. And
either.
then now there's as any content creator knows, you start playing games, and of course new things come out. Your stream is like, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that, and then all of a sudden you have a list of like 40 games that you've never finished. And the more you try and go back and do a little more in them, you've forgotten what you're doing. You've forgotten where you are in the storyline. You're not sure what your controls are.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get me through the campaign of Diablo? That is something we're definitely going to be doing and getting that all taken care of, because I'm excited for that. It's a dark but fun game.
What act are you in?
I think we're just finished. Let's see. So Damon helped me through it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Oh, I never even finished Hogwarts.
Act 1, right on, right on.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah.
I'm almost out of Act 3 right now. I've been, taking my time watching all the cutscenes. It's been pretty
Farther
cool.
than I am.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I'm just doing straight, like, main quest. I haven't done, like, one side quest. I've done, like, a world event when I didn't realize I was doing one, and I thought it was a main quest. So I think I'm, like, level 29 or something, so...
Nice.
Kind of rushing through that, and then I'll go back and do everything.
Captain Kate says, played 2077 on launch, was super bad. Is it actually playable now? Yes, it is. From what I understand, the patches have really brought that back up to up into position. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's why I didn't finish it. I couldn't finish it.
Mm-hmm. Too bad when a game launches like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Seems to be a pretty common thing now.
Yep. Yeah, we were doing Hogwarts, and then it just became like everything else just came out like ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, and yeah, there you go. And of course, I got to get my season play in for Destiny 2 and for Rainbow Six Siege. So, yeah.
Yep.
Fried chicken in the house. What? Hello. Welcome back. Polygonsk. I take error for giveaway actions. There we go. So far behind on R6. Yeah, yo, it's this season's actually really great. The new character. I'm glad, and I will say I'm glad I got the full year pass instead of just doing the season pass. Just do it bulk. You save so much money at that point. Yeah, right. Standard practice is broken out of the box. We know nothing of that. Now I do see Hayden concentrating a lot. What you doing there, bud?
I'm just trying to make sure that it's in the middle of this bracket so that it matches up with the fans at the top.
Look at that attention to detail. Nice.
I try.
Nice. Yeah, this I've heard great things. Once it starts functioning, I've heard great things about it. But again, I didn't play it. I had it. I got early access to it, and it just was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait until it's better. Yeah.
Smart move.
You're the 141st follower. What?
Oh, nice.
I should probably refresh my stream then. Nice. All right. Calamity, hello and welcome, says, would you recommend a 4060, 4070, 4080, or a 4090, or does it not matter too much? Gentlemen, thoughts?
Yeah, so it does matter, and all those are good. We just have to know what you're wanting to play first. Maybe what kind of monitor you have, what resolution you're wanting to play at. It really comes down to the games that you're wanting to play. Also, how much you're wanting to spend.
Yeah, budget-wise is...
Yeah, budget is a big part of it, obviously. The 4060 is a great intro card. If you're just looking, something that's a little bit more budget-friendly and to get in and play most titles at
I feel like
1080.
mid-tier would be 4070.
Yeah, 4070, 40. Once you get up to like 4070 and 4070 Ti and above, it's really, you're getting a lot. But the 4060 is a great card. That's usually what I recommend people when they're starting out building their first computer, and just something that's a little budget friendly that can play most games.
Yeah.
1080, but you have a 4K monitor. Yeah, if you're planning on running 1080, I'd do 4060, 4070 if you want, to kind of push it up there a little bit. And if you're wanting to go in 4K, obviously that's when you just need to start looking at the 4080, 4090, something a little bit more high end for that resolution. But once again, it does depend on what you're playing.
Yeah. Like Dog says, man, I can't play GTA on the lower settings. I know what that's like. But thank you for reminding me. I was just thinking, you know what I've always wanted to do? You know the realism mod that you can put in GTA 5 so that it looks like it's real life? Have you ever seen that or heard of that?
I think I've heard of it. I don't know if I've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. You can barely play Halo on the lowest settings. Listen, I think most people can barely play Halo, period, right now. But we love them. And I will say, I was very impressed at DreamHack. They had only one disconnect the whole time. It was the most perfect, and of all the ones that we've done, because I've worked a lot with 343 on those on events. That was the first time I've ever seen it just go so smoothly. They ended championships like, I don't know, at 2 in the afternoon. It was just done. Their booth was done. I was like, oh, well, okay, awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, get your entries in because you may very well be the winner of the Atmo Esports Bundle with CLX Gaming. Now, for those of you who have been watching, I will say this. We do play a little bit of a game here. At the end of the show, we're going to take guesses to see how many zip ties Hayden used, just because it's fun. So, there we go. Getting all those cables out. Now, that's one thing to point out that this is very different with. Unlike a lot of cases, you can actually fit 4 fans top to bottom in that back slot.
Yeah, that is very unique to this case. Like you mentioned, we got 4, and these fans are going to be intakes. And then also is the 2 rear exhaust fans in the back. That's definitely something I hadn't seen before either. This case feels like a standard size case to me when I look at it, but once you get up close and get your hands on it, it is a tall case. It's a good size.
Semmers, this build is a special design that we came up with to celebrate our Tuesday shows now being here on Kick. All right. Now, Hayden, I do remember somebody saying something about why you have to get that piece in first before everything else. Why is it?
Yeah, so you want it in before you put your bottom fans in because that bracket is so thick that you'll crash right into it and you can't.
Gotcha.
You can't put it in. And really, you want to put it in before you put your radiator in, but I snuck it in, so.
SB's here. What's up, Code Hype? Let's go. Do we have codes? Do we have a code? Everybody put that code. It's Atmo QQ57. No, GQ57. Come on, DJ. Learn to read. There we go. GQ57, General Quarters 57. That's your code. Use it. It's only 100 people get it, so half of you are going to be able to get this. If you don't know how to enter, exclamation give Atmo right now in chat to grab that link. Don't worry, there will be more. Be lots of codes up in here. Are you outie polygons? Thanks for coming by. Thank you so much, Barfield. We so appreciate that. You're from Europe, Shadow. So Shadow, if you take a look up in the, it's the top mid area, you'll see where there's a blue link that says countries. And there's 209 or something countries that are part of the giveaway. That we're legally able to hold a giveaway in, and so just check and make sure your country's right there. What would be better for gaming as in for resolution? Calamity asks. I would think it's a personal preference. Yeah, gentlemen, what do you think?
Yeah, so if you're talking about going to higher resolution, that's when you start wanting to look at, your 4080s, 4090s. 4070 Ti is a great option if you're, trying to run at, 4K. I run at 2K right now, and I've got a 2080 Super, which is definitely getting old, and I've just now had to start turning my settings down. Like with Diablo, I had to turn everything on low. So I could probably run it at medium, but I just want to maintain that smooth 144 FPS.
Yeah.
Everything
at
on
2K. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to agree with Easy Tunes there. That I do everything 1440 at 144, and I will adjust my settings if I need to, so that I make sure to get at least 120 to 144. For me, the frames per second is a little more important than that resolution. So if I can't get that, I will, or at least, I don't have to now, but before there were some games I had to drop to 1080p so I could get that FPS up. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like having that higher refresh rate. Most people have that now, but that's really like switching from a 60 hertz monitor to a 144 or above. That's really when like a bigger difference to me than going from like 1080 to 2K. So I do everything I can to maintain that high refresh rate at 144 frames.
Nice. Okay. It says, so questions from Aramis, is it possible to build a good computer for $1,000 US? I think, and I agree with everybody. I think it's I think it's possible.
Yeah, it's
guys.
definitely possible. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're obviously not going to be having the highest end components with that build, but you're going to be able to build something that's mid-tier that can play anything that's out today with that budget. And the good thing with buying a PC is, you know, if you want to upgrade later, you only need to buy the one part. You don't have to upgrade your whole system. So.
You know, it's sad.
Yes.
$1,000 is mid-tier now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, higher mid-tier,
Yeah.
upper middle class,
It's
maybe.
no, but it's getting to the
So.
point where it's, you know.
Yeah.
Because we have 40 series now.
Now, we do have a question coming in from Constant, who I've never heard of or met before. Is this a custom? Constant says, "Is this a custom look, or can I get a case with a print job or paint?" Paul?
Yeah, so we have our custom print design on this. So we showed those panels off at the beginning. We'll show them off again at the end. But yeah, you can do your own design on here. It's something you just want to get in contact with our team to do that. And then we also do custom paint designs as well. Those look really great. There's a lot of care that goes into those. Those are all hand painted with automotive paint and clear coat. Some of the most notable ones are space designs. Those are really awesome. Dave does all of our painting here, and every one of those is custom. So
Yeah.
no two paint designs are or no two space designs are the same, which is really cool.
For example, this is the top to my PC. It's breathtakingly gorgeous.
That's awesome.
I love how those things just have the little latch on the back and you can just pop them
I
out.
thought
The
I thought
011
you
is
had that
great.
ready like under your
The
desk.
011 is great.
Oh, no. Now, one thing that's really cool I like about this case is the fact that it has an open corner. It's just glass on glass. It comes to a peak right there, so you've got full view of the entire inside of your case. There's no bar on the edge. It does make it a little weird to pick up when you're trying to put it together. First couple of times, I remember when Osak and Hayden went to reach over and grab to turn the case, and there's just like nothing there.
Nothing there to hold on to.
Yeah,
Alrighty. Yeah.
I still do it. It's fun.
And huge shout and thank you for everybody for all the follows. We started this show off with 50. We're at 157 followers and on our way to success. I am excited.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
Yes.
appreciate that.
It's exciting.
It is.
So now one thing I do want to bring up, now that you can see them installed on those lower fans, now you can, if necessary, make that platform straight, but or just flat. But right now, the reason it's angled forward is it's going to provide you a little bit better circulation. Obviously, we know graphics cards usually sit right above them, and so you get fresh air blowing into those fans that are blowing on the radiator to really keep that card cool. With this, it's still providing fresh air to your graphics card, but it's also going to bounce the air off the glass, causing it to cool faster, which means it can dissipate heat quicker, as well as providing circular motion for air inside the system. And we've got a positive pressure situation here because we've got, what, 7 fans coming in and 6 fans going out. So you're always going to have fresh air in there, which is nice.
Yeah, airflow in this case is just the best, honestly. It's really good.
Let's see, running through, make sure I didn't miss any questions from anybody. More fans than a Taylor Swift concert. Well played.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
We like that. That's what we're about.
Positive pressure is super important. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, how important is having positive pressure over negative pressure systems?
Yeah, so positive pressure is obviously going to be putting more air in your system than it's getting out. Really, there's a, you know, kind of, I don't want to call it a debate, but a discussion about positive versus negative pressure. If you have it close to balance, and really one way or the other, I'm cool with it. You know, this is close enough to being balanced. I'm good with it. I don't really have a preference when it comes to positive or negative pressure, just because most cases now there's so much good airflow going on. That it just kind of makes it negligible.
Zuka says wonders if it should be neutral.
Yeah, in perfect world, yeah, you want it to be evenly balanced and neutral. It is definitely okay if it's a little bit, you know, skewed in one way or the other.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Samantha's here. Hi. I'm loving the fact that we're seeing so many of our faces from our Thursday show. Ultra for us says, to be honest, I have no idea if my build is even good at this point. It was my very first time to I built a PC from scratch at the time 4 years ago. Hey, listen, you took the effort, you took the chance, and it's working. So I think there's reason to celebrate there. I know that my first build, and I've told this story many times, my first build is sitting right down here right now, and it is I looked in it, it's a mess. It took me 6 hours to do something very simple because I had to take the motherboard in and out like 5 times. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
My first PC was in a cardboard box. Not kidding, I didn't have a case at the time.
The cheapest case.
You just put it in a cardboard box?
I put it on a cardboard box. It was like an open test bench type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, Damon, actually, no. This was the first one that I just built, period. This is back when I first started streaming in 2013, I want to say. End of 2013, beginning of 2014. Yeah. So, and yeah, if you have questions, just like Easy Tunes mentions, if you have any questions about like your own building, or if you're having an issue with something that you're assembling, let us know. We're here to help. That is what we do. How fast do you prefer building standing up or sitting down, and how fast can you build? Question coming in from Constant, someone we've never heard of before.
Mystery man.
That's all you, Hayden.
How fast can I build? I don't know.
Do you prefer sitting or standing?
But I prefer standing.
Same.
I prefer
All right.
standing.
I feel like when you're sitting down building, you're just standing
Your
up a
arms
bunch
are
of the
tired.
time. Yeah, your arms get tired, and you're like, oh, I got to stand up to do this. I got to stand up to do that. I don't build as much as you, though, so.
I have to laugh anytime people have always offered, whenever I'm DJing, they're like, do you want a stool or anything? I was like, who sits on a stool while they're DJing music? If you're bored enough that you're just sitting there, you obviously are not that into the situation. Oh, that's a good question. Ask Constant, how long have you been building, and do you prefer sitting or standing when you build? Damon's just over here throwing it right back at him. There we go. You DJ from a lawn chair personally? Wow. Wow. God. You get the bleep for that one, sir.
The bleep.
The bleep of life.
I'm going to start getting this video card out because it's in this huge box here, DJ, and I'm just itching to rip these open. I love opening these ones up.
Perfect. Then let's go ahead and do it. This is going to be a lot of fun.
So this is the box that comes in. This is the biggest box from this build.
And this is a 4070, I believe, a 4070 Ti, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it is the 4070. I believe it's the Foundry 4070.
There we go.
So you can see I'm ripping this all the way around.
The packaging is half the fun on these, I swear.
It is. There's no going back, too. It's like a kid on Christmas.
Right? Drive to welcome. I can live in VR nowadays. You know, I could if I had room for it, but no. Unfortunately, my studio space is only so big, and this is the gaming side. That is the music side. Yeah. First of all, props to whoever designed the box, because it just works. It's also obviously carbon neutral packaging, which is really, really great. Just toss that right in the recycling bin and you're good to go. Sebrew says, why do I... So, yes. Yeah, remember when I don't know if anybody heard last week, I said, all right, I'm going to start 1 day a week. I just can't tell you why or when. That was, that's what we did. That's why. So, all right, look at that. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult, because this box is not easy to open.
Strong tape there. This is the coolest part. Here we go. We'll get this. All right, here, let me slide this over a little bit.
You're good.
There we go. And This always looks really good.
Ta-da!
Yeah, just
There we go.
it's not on it right now, so that's why we're not using that. Boom.
Let's see here. Shadow Logic brings a very good question, and it's something we're definitely going to be using today. Shadow Logic asks, hey, CLX Gaming, how do you address graphic card sag?
That is a good question. So, to address that, we have a few different GPU anti-sag devices that we use. So the main one that we've been using now is a Leon Lee bracket. There is a Gigabyte one that works really well too. We prefer the ones that actually mount to the right side of the motherboard and then have a bracket that supports the end of the video card. There's a few out there that will be installed kind of under this bracket here, under the video card, but they don't attach or have any securing spot over here, which we try to stay away from because those don't really provide the best protection. Anything that mounts to the motherboard and supports the opposite side of the GPU though, that's solid. That's what I would go with.
Yep. Yeah, because some of these cards are pretty heavy. Even my 3090 is heavy. You get up, especially when you get up into that area, like the 80s and the 90s, are like it can be kind of funky. All right, now let's talk about our power supply. This is a 1000-watt Phanteks amp PH 1000 80 plus gold. Comes with its own bag of cords. And look at that, there it is. So, Paul, what kind of a power supply is this?
Yeah, so this is a 1000-watt, 80 plus gold, fully modular power supply. So what that means, fully modular, is that none of the cables for this power supply come pre-soldered in. You can see this is the actual power supply itself, this brick right here. I'll go ahead and get all the plastic off this and show you where those cables plug in at. Now we like using modular because it just makes our cable management easier, and it's also less cables for restrictions of airflow. So this is a part of your build where you can save some money by going with a non-modular option, but we do recommend going modular if you can. Just makes your life easier, and then if you ever want to upgrade your system, you get the extra cables so you can just add those in as needed. And like
Nice.
what we're doing right now is Hayden's got the cables out, so he can go ahead and plug in his CPU power, his motherboard 24 pin, all that stuff without even having the power supply installed in the system.
What's nice about this one though is it comes with this specialty GPU cable. So instead of using your dongle
That comes with
that
your
comes with the
4070.
4070, and you would have to use like 2 of the PCIe cables, you can use one single cable.
Yeah, really like this. We're starting to see some power supply manufacturers do this, so kudos to Phanteks for including this cable. Everyone should do that.
I agree.
And I'm sure that will be the standard, you know, as time goes on.
Alrighty. Getting that all in there, getting it wrapped around. Got some questions coming in.
No floppy
Panther, we
disk.
know there was a code that was given out earlier, but yeah. I believe it was for 100 people, and I'm pretty certain that out of the 239 people here, it was probably absorbed, possibly. Let's see here. Yes. Yes, that is also true. Easy Tunes is very, very right on that. I'm going to code to 100 people? Yes. Okay. Now we're getting those cables in there.
So he's plugging in our CPU power cables to our motherboard now. So you'll see him pull the cable through one side and out the other. Now there's this little RGB block that comes in this case. Very easy to take out. You can see Hayden just popped it out right there. This will also help cover the cables a little bit and just provides a good aesthetic in the case.
Panther asked if we're going to give out more codes. You know, that is an Ivory question. Ivory is the commander of all the codes. I've got a code I'm giving out later on my stream. Wow, and there it is. How do we get in touch with you about sponsorships? Well, you have to have a ship first. Do you like to sail? Sail away, sail away, sail up. Sorry. Sometimes I think I'm funny, and other times I realize I'm just not.
You
I
miss
think you're
100%
funny.
of the shots you don't take, you know?
There we go. Also true. Yeah, this bar that he's putting back in, this LED bar, is one of those things that just ties in the whole case, the way that all the lighting works. Yeah, and yeah. Look at everybody knows what that song is. I'm so glad. Yep, Orinoco Flow. That was the album that was on was the very first one that first album of Enya's that I'd ever bought, and I think it was back in high school. Sadly, that was also when the album came out. Now I noticed that you're putting cables in first before you mount the power supply unit. Why is that?
I only plug in the CPU cable because it's so tight up there. Everything else can get plugged into the power supply just fine. So it's not going to be an issue for clearance.
Oh my gosh, Cosmic Wolf, you're hilarious. Cosmic Wolf says, I told a joke on Zoom the other day, no one laughed. Apparently I'm not remotely funny.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Well played. Well played. All right. Getting that mounted up in the back there. Now, why is it a good advantage to have your power supply in the top of the case as opposed to the bottom?
So I think it really just comes down to case design here. Either way is fine. I don't see an advantage, whether it's top or bottom. It's just kind of how the case is laid out. So for running your cables, the more important thing is on this case design is you can see the fan on the power supply is on this side right here. So it's going to get its own intake from outside of the case, and then it's going to exhaust out the back where Hayden's putting the screws in. So none of the heat from this power supply is going to be in the main body of the case.
Perfect. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of modern cases are doing this. I know that my case does it. There's a lot of cases that we have that actually have the power supply in the top, which does make a significant difference in how it performs. Like my old gaming PC, which is on this side, had the power supply down below, and I had to vent that thing with the side. I'd like hang the glass by open so that it would cool down in there, because otherwise it would get so hot. Like I couldn't touch the hoses of my AIO. It got so hot. Which is probably not a good sign.
Yeah, that's pretty warm.
I'm wondering if I damaged that 9900K. Hopefully not.
It should protect itself. If it got too hot,
Right.
it should shut off.
All right, pulling the cables around here. Now, are there certain cables that you feel you should leave extra slack, or is it once it's there and needs to stay there?
Well, I used to say that the power supply or the VGA cables needed extra slack, but now that we have that super long extended cable,
Yeah.
not really, no.
Yeah, you always want to leave just, a little bit of slack in there. You don't want everything to be super tight that any small thing could cause it to unplug. But, you want them tight enough that they're not dangling and could get, caught up in a fan or anything like that.
Let's see here. Lynx brings up a point that says, is there an option in this case to mount the power supply lower? Lower is better for center of gravity, in my opinion. I mean, this case is already ridiculously heavy.
Yeah,
It's great.
Pretty sure you can
It's a
only have a
solid
power
build.
supply.
Yeah, there's not an option for that I know of right now. It looks like the way the motherboard tray and everything is sitting, it's got to be up top. You definitely are right about the center of gravity thing, though. It does make it a little top heavy.
Now, while we're talking about heavy weight and how things shift, if you wanted to make sure that you didn't put your PC at risk for any type of static electric shock, where would you put it?
Yeah, so I would put it on pretty much anything other than carpet. Now, if your PC's in your basement like mine and you have carpet in your basement, there's a few solutions to that. So what I've done is cut out a rectangle of cardboard that's a little bit bigger than my case, and my case just sits on that cardboard. You could use tile, wood, you know, any hard surface that's going to compress the carpet and leave you with a nice gap that your case wants to breathe fresh air in.
Nice. Ultra FRS asks, would this graphics card sag like the 4090, or is it light enough to live without it?
This card is light enough to go without. This 4070 is a really good size. This is like my favorite size of video card. A 2 slot that's not too long. It could be a little bit bigger and that would be okay with me. But this is a really good size that, you know, it's not gonna sag or anything. Now when we ship this computer, or any computer with a video card in it, that's even close to this big, we do have foam that goes around, we put in before we put the side panels on, and that will hold the card in place in transit.
Tom Z asks, what kind of case this is? This is a Phanteks NV7. It's a brand new line from Phanteks. They actually started making, there's a series of them. There's a Phanteks 5, 7, and 9 now, which is really cool. I didn't realize that until we were talking about it the other day. Oh, you were referring to the 7900 XTX. Gotcha, Ultra.
Okay. Yeah, that card you definitely want an anti-sag bracket in there. That's going to be a BB card. Anything that's on that high-end side, whether it be Team Red or NVIDIA, you know, once it gets to that real high-end, the cooler's obviously very large to deal with the heat, so it's going to add that weight in, and you are going to want an anti-sag bracket in.
Sure. Yes. Would you say that a computer of this caliber is worth more or less than a healthy kidney?
Depending, I guess I was going to say depending on the condition of the kidney, but you did say healthy, so, you know, you got 2 kidneys.
Oh, the condition of the kidney.
Yeah. They did
Just
say
so we're all
healthy, so yeah, you got 2 of them.
So we're aware we do not have organ financing.
True. Hayden might buy them from you, though.
Bummer.
Yeah. Hayden's been shopping around for one, you know.
That's right.
Hatbone's over here looking like, Kidneys range from what? Ivory. You know what? I'm not even sure how you know that.
That was one Google search away.
1K to 10K, huh?
According to Google, which is already great.
Why such a big
According to
range?
Google, the range for kidneys is from 1,000 to 10,000, so it could be either.
Is it based on blood type? What is it?
I haven't the faintest idea, and I'm going to be honest, I'm a little afraid to ask.
Just go incognito for that search.
Yeah, there you go. Right, Shasta? The FBI would like to know your location. There's CLX tattoo fan site is now live. What? Constant.
Like that supply and demand.
Don't tease us. Right? Please don't give Chad ideas. All right, while we're getting this finished, do we want to take a look over at, well, let's see here.
Yeah.
We got a second before we're getting ready for that. Okay. So, one thing we also want to do, since there's some new people here, we always want to make sure we go over how you can get your hands on one of the best PC builds you could ever find. At clxgaming.com, we make it very easy for you to get your PC that's going to meet your needs and fit your brand. So check it out. We've got dozens of cases for multiple different sizes. You can do open loop or closed loop cooling processors for both AMD and Intel. We got graphics cards from NVIDIA and from AMD. Plus, you've got fans, cooling solutions, your power supplies, anything you might want to do to customize it, including the case, the colors of the cases. We've got different than just raw cases. We have 4 different sizes of cases that come in different colors. Now, if for some reason you choose something that isn't compatible, you're going to see that little yellow button up top that says solve conflict. Basically, all that's saying is, listen, these 2 things are not going to work well together or at all. So say you chose a DDR5 motherboard and then you have DDR4 RAM. Well, you're either going to need to choose a DDR4 motherboard or DDR5 RAM. And so that ensures that everything that you purchased and everything you selected is configurable. But Don't worry, you don't have to be an expert to do this, and if building your own PC is just not kind of what you're interested in, we have dozens upon dozens of ready-to-ship models that have already been all the way through testing and are looking for their new home. And who knows, that could be yours. From custom designs to designs that you can help make, it's all available at clxgaming.com, so check it out. Come by, say hi. Ta-da! There we go. Scott Wynn's in the house. What up, dude?
Hello, Scott.
What's up?
Man, Hayden's already almost done tying this thing up.
Yeah,
You're
and I
too
will say it's
fast.
really fun with that site because I always get a gag because you always find yourself configuring like wild machines, you know. I think my very first one that I was just goofing around with, I think was like $10,000 or $11,000. It was an absolutely unnecessary machine. I think I actually had 128 gigs of RAM in it for some reason, and
I hit like 40K.
Yeah,
I've hit 40K on the website, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. I can do it.
we love motherbirds. Blah, blah, blah.
Asparagus is guessing 40 zip ties.
Well,
Wow,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
healthy or
Well,
reasonable?
I think that's a little high.
That's a little much.
I think I'm being a little nice right now. I think that's a lot high. All right, Hayden's clipping away, so.
I'll be honest, the reason I went with 64 for my build is because I'm going to be doing music production on this as well. So got to be able to do them remixes. Zip ties, 18, we've got 18, 19, 22.
You got the count, Hayden, right now? You ready? All right, we'll give people a few more seconds to guess numbers of zip ties. I'm going to guess 16.
All right, what do you got?
16.
No way. Oh, man.
You
Oh,
won a
really?
new car.
Yeah, that's it.
You got a new car.
I win this
Rigged.
computer. Awesome.
Totally rigged. There we go.
Rigged. Yeah, no one's going to believe that. That's the
Dark
first time I've
Lotus,
got it
yes.
right. You can go look at
Right?
the
That
VODs.
is the first time.
That's the first time I've guessed correctly.
Dark Lotus, yes, we are here in the United States. All righty.
Yeah. All right, so we're about to be putting our video card in here. Now, this is a smaller video card, so we can do it standing up. Is it okay standing up, Jason, or should we go to overhead? Standing up? Okay, cool. It's going to be kind of cool to show this. So Hayden's got it right there. You can see we've got our back brackets here. Our
Yep.
cover's taken out. So we're going to just rotate this a hair and have this go in. It's kind of cool that we don't have to lay this beast down
I know.
to get it in there.
Yep.
So there we go. We should hear a nice click when that goes in.
So Ultra FRS asks, I have to ask, the CLX logo inspired by the Nod logo from Command and Conquer? That is a question for Easy Tunes.
Good old
Inspired by blank.
Command and Conquer.
It's a spy redacted.
All I remember seeing is like Yuri's Revenge.
So Constant asks, what's the best click? Oh, what is the best click when building, RAM or GPU?
RAM for me.
RAM. 100% RAM.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get the click on the video card, depending on the board. You don't always get the nice click. RAM, you always get a click.
Yeah, also true. Also true. Wait, does this make it 17?
Does this make it 17?
I like the.
Technically, it makes it 18.
Oh, you're adding 2 more in just to spite me, Hayden.
Correct.
No, if I didn't add them, it would bother me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Not. Oh, there we go.
I think we're back.
Hello, we're back. Okay.
Cool. Excuse us.
No
Gotta get
worry,
our
everybody.
Time machine.
Yes, we're back. See, we were going into the future, and yeah, we just happened to skip that. There we go. We are back. Woohoo! It is so nice. Zion Lion is here. It's so nice to see so many names who've come with us and come with us to the show, regardless of where our show is. And we're very excited to be here on the front page. Uh-oh. Code time. Code?
Code
no,
time.
it's a code. Where's there a code? Someone gonna need some codes in chat. Let's go. More codes.
DJ's gonna
More
sing for
codes.
us.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You gotta put more emotes in there, people. More CLX code emotes. Everybody put it
them codes in there.
Spam that chat, baby. Spam it. There we go. That's what we like to see.
Do this
Make
one
it
now.
rain.
I think so.
Get it good. Okay. Feel it's getting closer. But Chumbawamba? Yes. Something about Chumbawamba is an incredible game. It's an incredible song.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Are we getting close?
Oh yeah.
Anticipation is killing us.
Sure, these connections are good since we moved that around.
Atmo
Maybe we'll just
QCUM.
cut this and tuck it in there real quick.
I am just gonna leave that one alone. And you know, I'm trying to be professional here, dude. I know. I know. But
Screw.
Oops.
it's just like
You're gonna need that.
Q. Yes. All right. Quality center under maintenance. There we go. Quality center under maintenance. That's what I would have said. This code generator is a troll. You are not wrong.
It's so heavy. I'll clean that off.
We've had some amazingly awkward ones periodically.
Yeah, we have. Had the G4Y one, you know.
Yep. The G4Y was great.
That was a good one.
I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the early ones.
We all just kind of looked at the camera and then each other like, alrighty, well, here we go.
Yeah. Talk about random.
So Gunslinger, that's a great question. So if you follow yes, that's what it was. It was G4YS. And it looked like it spelled, yeah. So you want to click that link right there, and where it says enter a bonus code down below once you've unlocked the lower area by completing the first set of tasks, then you enter that code and you'll get extra entries.
The screws in for the front panel right now.
Yep.
So they're in.
And
Are they? I was
I
asking.
Is
think
I don't know
that-
if you had them. You got them out?
Yeah.
You the man.
hey, Ivory, is that an unlimited code, unlimited for people, and how many entries is it worth? Look at this. Look at this
All
kick
right.
theme monstrosity. I'm digging it.
I'll hold this if you want to get the screws in for the front.
200 entries. All right. The site is broken. Well, write it down because you can still use it later on once the site's back up. We're good. And this is not the only one you're gonna get to win today. I've got one on that I'll be giving out here in a little bit on my channel. It'll be great.
What you playing today, DJ?
I am playing how to set up a bot because I don't have a chat. I don't have a chat bot yet.
Okay,
I've
okay.
looked on Botrix, but I need to translate everything from Mix It Up over to whatever Kick uses. But other than that, I was thinking about just doing a little more adventuring in Dead Island 2 or catching up on Dying Light 2.
Nice, nice.
Because they've added some more content that I'm absolutely excited for. And this is my third playthrough on New Games Plus, just because I've wanted to. I've done the first one where we played through and I gave everything to the survivors. Then I gave everything to the peacekeepers. This time I'm doing half and half. So
Nice.
This looks so good. This looks so good. Oh my goodness, Ultra, it's so good. It's great, actually. And so luckily, I'm very fortunate. The folks over at Techland dropped me a whole bunch of incredible weapons to share with people if I'm ever playing with people who are new and haven't actually gotten a chance to get into it, which is a lot of fun. The case is awesome. Yes, this case is the NV7 by Phanteks. You got that remote. Now, real quick, before can you spin that around to the back so we can show people why this case stood out so much when it was first shown at PAX East? So the thing that everybody is used to is the back is where all the cables come out, except for here.
Right.
That is the rear of your case. So
Looks
go ahead and
awfully
flop that
blank.
door open.
So there we go.
And
I'll rotate it a
that.
little bit more so you can see the motherboard I/O and the
all
fingers.
of those slots allow for you to drop all the cables through the combs there, and it gives
That's
us
what I
a
like
nice,
calling them. The fingers.
yeah, those fingers.
I hold
It gives
hands
it a
with this
nice
case.
way of sorting them. So it's a great thing to have. It looks really clean. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
And this door is just magnetic, so very easy to
Jesus,
close.
Panther. I'm sorry. Bad DJ. Here we go. All right.
How's that looking, Jason, over there? A little bit more.
Yeah. Now comes
Sweet.
the moment of truth.
We can rotate it a little bit. So we'll get this thing set up and shot, but I'd like to talk about what is going to happen to this once we get this thing plugged in. So
Yeah, that's a great question.
while we get this in frame, so this machine, just like any machine we build here, if you order one off our website or, you know, wherever, it's going to go, once it's built and powered on, it goes into our testing and integration department. So the first thing we do there is get into the BIOS of the machine. We'll make sure our RAM speed's set correctly, all of our storage devices are showing up, and maybe mess with a few other settings there depending on the build. And then after that, we'll load the operating systems and any games you have picked on our website, or if you didn't pick anything, you just get a fresh install. There's no bloatware on these machines. If you don't pick anything, you just get a clean, fresh Windows install. And then after we do that, we'll stress test the system for 12 hours. So we have a few benchmarking softwares that we use, and I think we're talking about showing this on the show maybe in the future. So hopefully we can do that. But the main one we use is 3D Mark, and that'll really run it through its paces. And what that allows us to do is maybe a stick of RAM on one of these computers allows the system to turn on, but it fails in a gaming environment. So that allows us to catch that here, fix it, and give you a stable, reliable system.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay.
I think
Are we ready?
Yeah, I think we've got it in frame and good to go. So, yeah.
You want to do it?
No, it's all you. You did all the hard work.
The
dude.
moment of truth.
Boom.
Yo, there we go. Look at that. I love the lights. Now we're going to get this all lit up in green and fantastic. Everything looks like it is running smoothly. So can you make it green?
Oh yeah. Let's
I
see
can
here.
make
We're
it
gonna
green.
try to make this green
Let's
without
make it
changing the
green.
studio lights. But
Oh,
There we
and
go.
it changed.
there we go. Look at that. Ooh, that looks nice.
That is awesome. This is our very first ever stream on Kick, and in honor of that, we have made a Kick-themed PC. Let's go over it one more time what's inside of this amazing build with our friends here at Kick. This has an Intel Core i7-13700KF processor that's mounted on an MSI MPG Z690 Edge Wi-Fi DDR5 motherboard. It has 32 gigs of DDR5 5200 RAM with an RTX 4070 Ti mounted on that as well. The operating storage system is on a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade M.2 NVMe SSD, and of course your CPU cooler is a Phanteks Glacier 1 360 RGB AIO. The entire chassis is cooled by 12 Gamdias Aeolus ARGB fans, and it's all powered by a 1000 watt Phanteks amp PH 1080 plus gold power supply.
Oh yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah, and this thing it was at max fan speed. So this was at like full
Yeah,
thrust mode. So
yeah.
what's nice with this is with the
Yeah.
remote you can change your fan speed. So obviously I'm sure you guys heard it quiet down. Just turn the fan speed down. So.
Yep. Oh wait, it doesn't take off. It looks absolutely amazing. So
Yeah, it's gonna
this
fly
show,
away.
Yeah.
yeah. So for those of you who are new to this show, we do this in 2 parts. So the first part is our main sequence. Then we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you're going to spend the afternoon with Hayden as Hayden continues to build some more things and show you a little bit more of the type of devices that we offer here. And that's how we do this. This show happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern. So you want to make sure that you're catching our shows. And definitely keep up to track with what's going on our social media to find out where our content is going. Also, you can find out more about us and what we do at CLX Gaming on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. You can also be part of our community and join other like-minded PC enthusiasts at discord.gg/CLX Gaming. I don't know why I was expecting everybody to say it with me. If you'd like to get more codes and more entries and try and get yourself that beautiful Atmo PC that's in the back there, all you've got to do is follow the instructions by typing !give Atmo and follow that link. Codes can be found not only on our social media and in our YouTube channels, but also on our VODs in our Discord. I will have one for 200 entries, an unlimited one, coming up on my stream here in just a little bit. But first and foremost, thank you all so much for letting us come here, share what we do, share our passion, and start our Tuesday Twitch, Tuesday Kick streams. There we go. So, with that being said, on behalf of Jason and Kyle in production, Paul and Hayden, I'm DJ BluePDX. Don't go away. We've got more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.